so you guys might have to tell me
Okay.
to adjust the camera.
All right. Well, let me post. Just hold on a minute. Let me post the thing with the link. Tell them to watch and all that, and then I'll jump in and see what we look like.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm just gonna get into Facebook. Did you see the post I made?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tagged you in it.
Yes, I did. I liked it.
Right.
I was kind of busy today. The new girl, she, well, not the new girl, the one that came back from vacation, her first day back, she said she was getting sick. She looked fine when I left her at work. Think she was trying to go home and go partying.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the way it usually goes with young kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Alright, we are live. I'm typing. Join us. Now, we are. Crap. We. And there's a story I want to tell too. That's just gonna. Like it's a Bigfoot story, but it's a creepy Bigfoot story. For Halloween, you know. We
Yeah.
are talking Bigfoot. Now let me take a look at you.
Remember, it's a minute delay, so. But hell, you should
Yeah.
be seeing something now, anyways.
Yep, you just as ugly as last time.
Good, you can see me okay.
Alright,
Don't need
I'm
any
gonna
more
jump
lights, do
out.
I?
I can see you.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna jump out because I can't deal with the delay, man. I'm not a multitasker. It screws with my brain. Let me jump out of here.
Okay.
Alright, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Um, I guess I should go ahead and do the introduction. Welcome to Sasquatch Hunter live broadcast. I'm on the phone with Bono Russell from Bono's Bigfoot Tavern. To interact with us, go to his group, join it. You can ask us questions, interact with us. It's a fun group. They're not like the rest of the groups where they pick on people. They're actually open to all theories, beliefs. Um, but yeah, it's a fun, loving group. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and actually you can actually like our Sasquatch Hunters organization page. Um, just warning, I don't keep up with it like I should. Always go to Bono's Bigfoot Tavern because they always keep up with the latest information on me. Um, just for the fact of work, broadcasting, and everything else to do with a 3-year-old. Um, but we're gonna be telling some scary Bigfoot stories tonight. Um, should be interesting. I'm in my truck. Usually I shoot from the outside, but hold on,
This kid, buddy. This
hold
kid,
on,
buddy.
my live broadcast kind of went down.
Oh, it went down?
The broadcast went off. It's back up.
Oh, crap.
It's back up.
Back up now?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
But yeah, yeah, I'm scared of Melissa. I'm not scared of Bigfoot. I'm scared of sleeping in my truck for a couple nights.
Yeah. That was Melissa out there going, Argh!
What's she?
Damn, Bigfoot ain't got shit on her, man.
Nope. Nope, he doesn't. You know, I could fight those inmates all the day long. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. Shit, a woman scares me more than anything.
Oh, jeez. Man, try going out with an army brat, man. They'll nail you to the wall.
Yes,
but,
yeah, I can imagine. I never did date an army brat.
Oh, gosh. I went out with a few of them, man. They'll kill you. His daddy's teach him how to kick your ass. That's just how it goes. You know?
Yeah.
And one of them I went out with, she learned how to fly a helicopter, man. Yeah. I mean, we got some scary, I got a scary story I want to tell, but I'll let you go first because I interrupt you so much, Greg. I don't mean to do that.
You're fine. Bono, you go ahead and do yours. I'm kind of watching the camera for a second.
Yeah, are we still live? You sure?
Yeah, I'm green on live. It just kind of keeps bumping out. I wonder if it's on the... I think the pop bottle I got it setting on keeps turning it off.
Okay.
Let me get me a glove or something. Yeah, I think the pop bottle keeps shutting it off. Let me put something... Okay. I don't know if they can see me now, but yeah, it's back up. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You want me to go ahead and tell my story, or?
Go ahead and tell your story.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my scary Bigfoot story. All right. Since it's Halloween night and everything, this is one of the creepiest ones I've heard. You might not think it's that creepy, but I think it's pretty creepy because when you're out there working, you're not expecting things to happen. You know, and you're setting up for, like these guys were doing, setting up for an investigation in the middle of the day. And, I mean, you know, I'm not going to mention the organization, the researchers, or none of their names. I'm not going to disclose none of that. And I don't like to use the word divulge, man. You know, learn that from Shannon LeGros. That's her word. It sounds like a prissy color of a fingernail polish or something, man. Oh yeah, what color is that? Divulge. I'm not going to use that word, okay? I'm going to use disclose because. I mean, look, I know this man. I know some of the researchers on his team and all that stuff, you know. And anyway, this happened, Greg. This happened in like somewhere around southeast Oklahoma. And what happened was he sent his team out in front of him. Maybe he was running late, and he sent him out maybe about a half hour in front of him, you know, ahead of him. And everything was set up. There's like three, four guys. And they were setting up cameras and the tripods, you know, other things like that. Just recording equipment and whatever else they had. And what happened was, while they were setting up, nobody expected it. Nobody saw it coming. But this huge male Sasquatch came out of the woods, out of the brush, and grabbed this one guy setting up the camera, just grabbed him, turned his head to the side, with like tried to break his neck. Crack, you know, and he pretty much broke his neck. Threw him over his shoulder and took off into the woods. Right? Well, the guy became conscious. The other guys couldn't do a shit thing about it. I mean, this thing was huge. I'm talking about 9.5, 10 foot animal, Bigfoot, whatever. And they couldn't do anything about it. And it happened so fast, and the thing disappeared so fast and that they couldn't even try to, you know, chase him down or whatever. But anyway, the guy became conscious. He started to come to while he was being carried off by this creature, right? And he realized he had I don't know if he had a Glock or he had some kind of, you know, high caliber pistol in his holster, you know. And he felt around, and then there's this big, huge mass of hair, you know, monster that had him. He reached around, he realized what was going on, and reached around and grabbed his firearm. And he said he didn't know if it was his shoulder or his neck that he shot. But he shot into the freezer, and it dropped him. And took off into the woods screaming and left him there. Well, you know, of course he had to go to the hospital, this, that, and the other. But the man, supposedly, he's not right. He's never been the same. He's a different person. Like he's I want to say somebody with like Tourette's or Down syndrome, but he can talk. He can tell you about the encounter and stuff like that, but he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed no more. You know what I mean?
So he got a little brain damage from it.
He got messed up. I mean, it broke his neck, but it didn't kill. It didn't sever his
spinal cord.
His spinal. His spine, yeah. So he lived, but it broke all the bones in his neck and all that stuff, you know. So he's not the same person, not at all. But can you imagine surviving something like that and having to live with it the rest of your life? Yeah. But when you say you state the numbers, you got 3 guys out there with you, and this thing comes out anyway. He ain't worried about who you're with. You know, it just grabs you and takes off in the woods. That's pretty scary.
Now, what state was this in?
Wait, say again?
What state?
Oh, this is in southeast Oklahoma somewhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is where.
Damn. That would be the worst. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the most horrible Bigfoot researcher's nightmare you could think of, is to run in that's going to be that aggressive. Yeah, because, I mean, I bet you he was gone before those other guys could actually do anything with it.
He couldn't do anything. It disappeared so fast. The thing was so big. From the description, you know, the other guy just standing there, like, bewildered. The thing, he said it had to be 9.5, 10 foot tall. It was so big, like wide, big. You know, it just carried him off like a small child, you know, but he said he heard all the bones of his neck crack. He just thought he was dead. He was meat. The thing was going to take him off and do whatever, kill him, eat him, I don't know. Yeah. But he survived, and he shot, like I said, he shot what he thought was either off his shoulder or the neck. But he shot into the creek, and it dropped him. No. He supposedly had a pretty high caliber pistol. Now, I don't know if it was a Glock or something a little more powerful, but whatever it was enough for him to drop him and go off just running and screaming into the woods. What a horrible day that would be.
Now,
for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be a hell of a Bigfoot outing. Man, I wouldn't be going back in the woods after that. Oh man, I'd be
Yeah.
moving down to Detroit
Yeah.
or somewhere where there is
Yeah,
no
yeah,
squatches.
yeah. You gotta be careful where you are. I mean, I'm hearing, you know, and I hear you talk. I mean, I know you're really good at what you do. That's great. You know, and you go out there all these years and you do all this stuff, but it's different. And you probably notice when just from going to Kentucky that they behave very differently than what they do maybe around your area in central Michigan or wherever y'all. I'm not going to disclose that either.
Well,
But
Kentucky and Michigan squatches, they're they're about the same. I mean, I've never.
mm-hmm.
The only time they're aggressive to us in Kentucky is when we go in there armed. But if
Well,
we went in there
for sure.
unarmed, like on just a recon mission or anything, nothing. I mean, they're there. They let you know they're there. But no, they never really, But you bring in a freaking because I have a I'm not going to say this, but I have a uh, I have a something that would knock down a squatch, but it's light enough and it's small enough to where I could actually carry it in. And
Mm-hmm.
when I would take that weapon with me, you could tell the difference. The squatch, the same group, would act towards you because they was more worried about being shot than being with that weapon there. But when you took the weapon out of play, perfectly fine. I mean,
Right.
they would do their occasional, whoops, rock throws, shaking trees. Actually, the scariest thing I ever happened to me. Okay, this is no lie. Okay, Jeremy was working our South store, and I was out baiting at a location. I would always drop off bait. Well, I hate to say bait. I would always drop them off peanut butter on a certain night. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm out there by myself. I get out of my truck. I take it up to the peanut butter. I drop it. I get. I had my bait. I had bananas too. They love bananas up here. Um,
Yeah.
got to the back of my truck, and Jeremy calls me on the phone, and he goes, "Greg, how you doing?" I said, "Good." Well, he had one of our buddies that's a cop standing in front of him. All of a sudden, this freaking squatch stands up in the bushes and starts making the biggest racket you possibly can hear. I mean,
Oh, gee.
and this is a group that actually likes me. I mean, they actually, when they hear my truck pull into the area, they come running.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but we haven't been to that location. I don't want to give that location away because there's certain people that would recognize the area. So
Mm-hmm.
I leave that area alone. That's my little sanctuary area that I call my little own. But anyways, yeah, he stood up, started making a racket. I'm like, dude. So I said, Jeremy, I was like, Jeremy, hand the phone to the sheriff. So if I get killed, he knows where to come find my body. But I mean, I was at the back of my
Anyway.
truck, and he was probably 5 feet away from me in the brush, and
Jeez.
I mean, I couldn't do anything because I had already put my keys in my pocket, so I couldn't scramble for my keys. My flashlight was in the back of the truck, up towards the cab. I was back towards the tailgate, and it was like the perfect storm. But you know, that group, I've never actually felt threatened with them. They like to play with me like that. I mean, I've been out there
Mm-hmm.
putting bananas up, and they've surrounded me 3 deep and just shook trees, screamed at me, all kinds of racket. But yet, and I mean, I'm in the thick of brush. I mean, they could sneak up and snatch me at any second, and they don't.
Right.
They always let me have my path I came in clear. I mean, heck, I had one army
Well,
crawling towards me.
I think the problem is, the area around Texas, which, southeast Oklahoma is very close to Texas, and some other known Sasquatch areas where there's a lot of Sasquatch sightings in northeast Texas as well. I think it has a lot to do with, in other words, even if you don't carry a firearm, they used to, I'd say 9 out of 10 people in Texas carry a damn firearm, and when they go, even when they go camping, you have these ballsy guys, Bigfoot come around there, I'll blow his head off, and they got big rifles, big 30-06 or, higher, and, and I guess, the innocent, or the people who are, I don't want to say innocent, I want to say the people who are not, carrying firearms kind of pay for that in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's an area where a lot of people use firearms, and they'll shoot. Just say, oh shit, that's Bigfoot. Pow, they shoot. Well, I mean, the thing probably I say is they're reacting to, the actions of both human beings in that area that carry firearms and are shooting into the woods and anything that moves. I mean, that's kind of sad. People, some people just want to go off of recreation and they just want to go fish, they just want to go camping, but they get all this aggressive behavior, and sometimes it ain't fun, they get chased out of the woods, they come in and destroy the camps and run them all out. Sometimes they do worse from what I hear. So.
Now, I mean, it's, and there's a lot of like old stories too of where miners and lumberjacks have went in an area, and they've always provoked the Squatches into actually doing something. And also, I think it might be, Texas might have another breed. That might be another species.
It could be, because the way they describe them is like a type 2. And type 2, from what I understand, they're big like the type 1s, like the patty type. But not quite, they don't get quite as tall, but they average about 9 foot. 9 foot's damn big, right?
Okay.
But their shoulders are huge. They have big shoulders and little tiny heads that are squat. And they got football helmets on, man, They have absolutely no neck, it's just like shoulders and head, and they got a little tiny, it's built really, really, really rugged, and athletic, like, very powerful, but, yeah, they're a little bit different. They don't have the crest. I've made some descriptions of different witnesses and stuff like that. People have had encounters. They have round heads compared to the crescent head of, say, like Patty or like the guy, the Bigfoot in the free. He's more of the Patty.
Now, hey, I'm not supposed to. I don't know. I'm not tied up with these guys anymore. But okay. Remember the guy we were talking about the other day with the photo? I'm not going to say any names, but you know who I'm talking about. The one you and I went back and forth on about the his photo, his video.
To my Joe?
No, talking about Todd.
Oh, Todd. Okay.
Okay. There was some footage from northern Michigan, and I seen the trail camera. The Squatch actually was playing with the trail camera. The guy got the footage of the freaking Squatch burying the trail camera. got it taking it off the freaking tree.
Mhm. Oh, no doubt.
The
No
face,
doubt.
the face was exactly like that one that he had his video, and I seen that video before I seen that other one. Um, but unfortunately, the guy went crazy and
Mhm.
deleted all his Squatch stuff. There
Oh,
probably was
crap.
worth over 1,000 hours of video of
Mhm.
them interacting with Squatch, Bigfoot. Um, they were working with a producer. I'm not going to say what channel it was with, but all of a sudden that contract did not go through, and then the guy deleted all the footage.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, so if you're researchers and you guys are actually listening to this, be very careful about these TV shows, these TV stations. Some of them are not
Mhm.
trustworthy, and you can figure out which ones don't have much squatch on them. Don't trust the ones that don't have much squatch on them.
Well, there's really no such thing as a reality show anymore. There's
No,
nothing reality about a reality show nowadays.
well, I'm just saying. I mean,
You know.
they actually was um they were actually cutting. They were doing the pilot video. I was actually part of the pilot video when I was shooting when I seen Blondie.
Mhm.
And what we were going to do was going. They were filming up north. I was filming down south, and we were going to join the two and kind of make it a mixed thing. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was funny because when I seen them, I freaking stopped my filming. I'm like, dude, I just seen Blondie.
Mhm. Well, tell
Um,
us about Blondie. Tell us a little more about Blondie. Tell us the encounters you had with Blondie. Ain't
okay,
Blondie a grouch?
he's not grumpy. He doesn't care about humans. He
Okay.
me and another guy, one of my other research partners, was working in an area, and we always had. They would always throw rocks at us. Um, he set up one day, and I was still at work, so he stayed there. He was there for an hour before I got there. But when I pulled up and got out of the truck and was rocking to him, there was a rock that landed between us. Um, we have found footprints in the area, but he was kind of an interesting squatch. He would do stuff. Well, this night they were filming up north, like I said, so I decided I'd film down here. I get out there. I set up my trail cameras. I always put a trail camera behind me, thinking that they'll keep from coming up from behind me. Well, I'm sitting there. I had two trail cameras sitting at a tree where we got footprints where one was standing behind the tree and actually looking at us. So I had two trail cameras sitting that away, go and catch the peekaboo one. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this squatch down here below me, it's freaking me out. So I walked back and got my mag light, which I used to carry when I worked in corrections. I mean, it's a 4D, so whatever I'm going to hit with, it's going to fill it. Um,
Mhm.
so as I'm walking back to where my camera and my chair is, basically how we film is we actually film us. We don't film into the woods. We do the exact opposite as what we do with the live broadcast
Mhm.
when I was filming with them. So as I'm walking back, he comes out of this ravine, gets up on a game trail that is pretty blatant. It's there. Probably he was 5 feet from the camera. Walks past my trail cameras, both trail cameras. Keeps walking. Well, just before he come up over that ridge, I think it was a female squatch or well, there's another squatch that had called back from the area where we first did the first live broadcast from. So he was heading towards that area. He was a good 10-footer, if not bigger. Um,
Wow.
he didn't pay me no mind. I mean, I had 2 flashlights spotted on the sucker. I mean, I had a little tactical light on him and that mag light on him. Because what was happening was I was actually spotting to see which one was brighter. And he walked, I mean, as soon as I turned those lights on, there he was. He didn't look back at me. He kept walking. He walked to where I couldn't see him anymore. Um, so I get home. I'm freaking out. I'm like, dude, I caught a squatch on trail cameras. Screw you guys. I will be Mr. Finding Bigfoot. Well, I get there and I look at my trail cameras. Both of them were set on 0 when I set them up. One had 4 pictures. Well, actually 4 videos. The other one had 3 videos. So I get home. Melissa's using my laptop for work at this time because hers died, whatever. She made me wait an hour to actually view the footage. Okay, any of you guys know when a video is created or a picture file is created, it's created in what they call a DCIM file? Well, the DCIM file was created on this SD card, on both SD cards. So I pull up that DCMI file, seen the video file, open the video folder, there was no videos.
Oh, crap.
No videos. And that was for both SD cards. But I was talking to my buddy Keith, that's a computer guy, and me and him got to talking because when I started looking at better SD cards, we believe, because those were older SD cards, so they weren't, magnetic proof, shock proof. We believe that Squatch has something magnetic with him that actually caused that file to actually be erased. This is the only thing we could come up with. And he's been a computer guy since the 80s. So he, before Windows came out. But yeah, but I won't take. Jim's never been. Jeremy's never been to the area. Only this. Usually, when I use a spot, I never take another researcher. If I take one researcher to the spot, I won't take another one to the same spot. So I usually will go to a different spot just to, just to save faith in researchers. Because you know how researchers
So in other words, if you take one to one spot, you're going to take the same guy to that same spot.
Yep. Yeah, like Jim.
Yeah.
I will always take Jim, granted now we're doing live broadcast, so but I always will take, like, Jeremy to Grumpy Hill, Jim out to, the first broadcast spot. I never mix researchers, but now that we're doing live broadcast, I will with Jeremy and Jim. But yeah, most of the time I won't take other researchers to other research spots. I'm fortunate enough to where I have a lot of spots, and I'm pretty skilled at picking the good spots. Granted, I didn't know how Ghost Park would be. Just to the fact that the weather and everything going on, hunting season, plus all the planets were supposed to be aligned. So, but yeah, I mean, last time I actually went there by myself, I stayed in my truck, And you remember the old campfire stories of the woman and the guy making out. The guy gets out of the vehicle, and she all of a sudden hears something scraping the top of the truck or the vehicle.
Well, I don't know. I might have.
But anyways, I'm sitting there in the truck. I got the GoPro face down the trail. Freaking all of a sudden I hear freaking scraping on the side of the truck.
Great.
So it was wintertime, so there's snow on the ground. So I turned my mirror to where I could see, and there was nothing there.
Now, this was a ghost park.
Yeah, that was at Ghost Park in the parking lot.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Don't know what that was.
Yeah, I mean.
That could have been Corona the bill or something, man.
It wasn't a squatch, so I don't know if it was a ghost trying to get my attention, or if it was just my imagination.
Yeah.
It could have been my imagination. Like I said, I didn't. I actually got out of the truck and walked around, and there was no fingerprints or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't have a regular bed. I have a Fords on the Rangers. This year Ranger, they put a fiberglass bed on because it's step side. So I don't have regular metal, so it takes a lot for it to make the noise. Yep.
Well, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts as far as I know. They're not people, like people spirits. I think they're just pretty much like negative demonic spirits, and they can appear and sound and smell like anything they want to. Making you think it's like, the apparition of the dead. That's just my belief. But, I mean, none of them are good.
I think there's several different types of ghost. There's what they call residual haunting, and this has actually been a documented case. We actually read this in one of the prison stories. This guy was locked up for like 20 years. And at night, he would pace back and forth in his cell. Every night he would do that. Well, he got released. He made parole, got released. He left. He wasn't there at the prison anymore. And to this day, they still hear him pacing in that cell. He's still alive.
Because if you literally, have spirits that follow you, that know you, bad and good spirits. Well, the bad ones like to imitate you. They'll do that in the house, and they'll be attached to a house where people, live there for years and years and years, and they move out, but the spirit will still stay there. And just like you said, that one was making the same pacing up and down noise. People even saw him in there,
No, they never did. The guards never did see him in there. They
they never
actually
see him?
they.
I've heard. I'm sorry.
What they believed was that it was just he had so much emotion to himself that he just implanted himself in that cell. Granted, prison is a different. I mean, if anybody has actually walked into a prison, if you can, okay, it takes a lot of freaking, because you have to go to actually walk in. You can be in the administration building, which is away from the prisoners and the walls or whatever. But when you walk onto the prison yard, it's a total. You can feel the evil on the yard, and I've seen people actually. What they got 2 double doors. It's called a sally port, like Walmart. You know how you got the little sally port before you go into the store. Well, there's a control center officer that opens those doors, and I've seen guys get in that first set of doors and actually turn around and say, "Get me the hell out of here," because it's so scary for them.
Because because you gotta understand. You know how people say, everybody has their own demons?
You do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Some people have more demons than others. And usually when people go to prison for a serious crime, you get murderers in afterlife, or, they have a lot more demons to a point where there's a point where you can actually kill your conscience,
Yep.
which is something that your creator puts in you. You can go to a point where you actually kill your conscience, and that's what they call a hardened criminal. It's kind of like...
Actually, a hardened criminal, it's... Let's not get on the subject. Let's go back to Bigfoot.
Okay, I'm just saying that, a person can actually be wild just like a Bigfoot, you can spend all your consciousness and become wild like that. That's what that is.
Bono, it's hard. It's okay. It actually didn't hit me. Everybody has their little theories about where bad guys come from, and I hate to say it. It's with my son starting preschool and me seeing these little kids going. I can actually tell you which one will end up in prison and which one won't. You can just tell by their personality, because it's always about them. A convict or an inmate will always think of themselves first. And that's where they
Exactly.
I mean, it's funny because an inmate will come into the store and they'll buy something and I'll be like, "Where'd you spend your time at?" And they get this shocked look. I said I worked in the prison system, so I know. And they're like, but these inmates don't have a problem with me because I didn't work in Michigan. I worked in Kentucky. You know that one guy they just got freaking, it had 100 years that escaped? I actually had him in one of my dorms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought he would never make parole, and I don't know how the hell he did it. Especially with 90 years in. But Kentucky will do medical releases if the guy's getting ready to die. So that's probably what happened. They thought he was getting ready to die, so they freaking kicked him out. So Kentucky wouldn't have to pay the high bill for his freaking his medical bills.
Right.
So he probably,
which is sad.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, I mean, yeah, I could tell,
Yeah,
I can
I
go
understand.
all and all about this, but yeah, let's get back to Bigfoot. Everybody wants to hear about.
We'll get back to Bigfoot.
Let's
And
get
I
back to
understand,
Harry and the Henderson.
Some kids are born like that, and some people go into it. That's all I was saying. Some people will completely go into that, spending their conscience to nothing. But anyway, let's get back to Bigfoot.
Okay, here's a question for you, Bono. You got 10 seconds.
We gotta hear about Grumpy too. Don't forget Grumpy.
I'll tell you about Grumpy.
What?
Grumpy. Okay, here Okay, here's Grumpy. Okay, Grumpy is. He hasn't been as grumpy lately. But he's always more grumpy when I got Jeremy with me. But anyways, okay, it was a cold night. It wasn't snowing that night. I had Brianna with me. No, I actually didn't have Brianna with me that night. I had King with me, my big chow, Jeremy. As we're walking through the woods, Jeremy decides to stick a stick in the trail in the snow. He sticks it in the snow. So we go over. It's the place where he stuck it was on top of a hill. There's two bridges that go over two lakes, and in the middle of the bridges is this piece of hill, and then you go over another bridge and you go back up towards a path. Well, we walked this path. I think we walked 2 miles into the woods. we we decided to sit down and take a break, and I had a cigarette break. I laid down in this spot, and you could see the squatches moving from tree to tree. King kept watching them. He knew they were there, but King didn't react to them. He knew they were there. So
King's a big black one.
yeah, he's the big black one. He's the one that was in the picture
Big black
with.
chow.
Yep, big black chow.
Yeah.
He was
Beautiful
the one.
dog. Beautiful.
He was the one that was in the picture with Brandon and I. So
Big guy.
yeah. So we started walking back. Well, I gave Jeremy King's leash, and I said, Jeremy, hold King. I'm gonna walk up here. I don't see the stick. I'm gonna get on my hands and knees and look, see if I see any tracks. This path we're on, they use it for cross country skiing, so it was pretty iced over now. The stick had been pulled out and laid across the path. There was no fingerprints, no tracks. I mean, we weren't even leaving any tracks. I mean, that's how hard the snow was. King, I wouldn't say he got scared. Jeremy said he did. King and Jeremy don't get along, but King put his back towards Jeremy and sat on Jeremy's feet. But I don't know if King was just kind of freaked out because I was on the ground on my hands and knees looking at the stamp stick. But King didn't really, do anything like there was something there. So I get King back with me. We go over the bridge. The first set of the big bridge is about 100 feet. So we're crossing this bridge, and we usually stop in the middle, and I have another cigarette, and we bullshit, and then we walk on. So I have my cigarette. We go up. As we're getting off the trail, off the bridge, the trail splits in a fork. One goes to the left, one goes to the right. The right is where we need to go. It's where our vehicles are parked. Well, for some reason, both Jeremy and I wanted to go left. King pulled us to the right. And as he was pulling me to the right, Jeremy and I both say, do you feel that? Are we getting zapped? And we both say yes. I mean, it was simultaneously. Well, anyways, it goes away. We go up the hill, to where we were sitting at, where we did the blood moon. Grumpy was up there. We didn't know he was up there. We found some tree breaks, so we started taking photos like most people do. Well, I took a series of 4 photos of this one area. The first one, no eye shine. Second one, eye shine. Third one and fourth one, no eye shine. After the fourth one, Grumpy started stomping the woods. He was breaking trees. The only thing he didn't do was throw anything at us. But that squatch followed us a mile to the parking lot, stomping, tearing shit up. He never did actually do anything violent towards us. He just kept tearing. He was pissed off at the woods. That was
Greg, I could just hear you praying.
actually I was videotaping. I think I was Jeremy was videotaping, and I said, anybody finds this video, turn it over to Melissa.
Oh God!
But you know what? The whole time, King did not react to Grumpy. He did not react even when Grumpy started his first fit. Because Jeremy was holding King when I went out into the woods to take the photos. King didn't react to him. King was actually just sitting there watching. We actually had to keep pushing King to get his fat butt going because we thought we were getting ate. But King didn't react. And this dog.
He knew y'all wasn't in danger, probably.
Yeah, he knew something was up. He knew there was nothing, no problem. We get back.
No worries.
Or he was just thinking, man, I'm tired. I need to get back to that truck to sit down.
Well, I'm sure if he was in danger, he'd know it.
Yeah, I mean, King would have been. I mean, it would have been. It would have been.
We've been on.
Yeah,
We've been on.
because a couple weeks later, Jeremy and I went out there, and Brianna was with us with King, and we went on the lake because the lake was froze over. Jeremy's scared of ice on the lake, so he was kind of hanging back. Where I was out in the middle of the lake, didn't give a care with Brianna and King. But I mean, King seeing Jeremy couldn't, it was like a shadow. He went ballistic. But that being said, so I knew if King actually felt us threatened or seen something, he would have been all over it. I mean, that dog.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but every time we take Brianna, Grumpy does not give us any hard time. Squatches actually go from being very calm when they're with the little girl. I've never actually. I mean, and people's actually said, "Why do you take your daughter out there?" I said, and Melissa and I've talked about this, and Melissa's like, somebody actually asked her. She goes, "You let him take care of squatching?" Melissa's like, "Yeah, because I know Greg wouldn't put her in that kind of danger if it was dangerous."
Right.
And I don't put myself in that kind of danger. I mean, that's why I tell everybody, I've been doing this 30 years. I know when it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, I won't take her into Kentucky just because, not only do you have rattlesnakes, you have copperheads, ticks, everything else. But, but yeah, I mean, and plus, you don't know what kind of bad guy you're going to run into. I hope Connie walks out there with a gun, because you never know what freaking meth heads you'll run into in those woods.
Yeah, that's another danger. But where was I? Say if I flew in Michigan where you are, and I wanted to go hang out and go squatching with you. Well, where would you take me?
Actually, we would probably head up towards David. Just because.
You take me by a werewolf?
But if you just want to actually just stay
If
around this
you find
area.
a werewolf, you son of a bitch, you fun, and then I'll get a spell. I might come home as a werewolf. I'm joking.
No, I'd probably actually, I mean, the thumb area, from what I hear, isn't that great. I would probably, well, I mean, I got so much freaking state land around me. I got actually an area of probably less than 5 miles away, and I never actually went out and researched it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I'd probably take you up to Grumpy Hill, and that'd probably take you to.
Grumpy.
I'd probably take you to Grumpy. Probably take you to Crane Hill.
You said Grumpy. That's funny because when we were kids, we had a little kitty club called Grumpy's. You go in there and you hang around with big daiquiris and stuff. Y'all had clubs like that, never mind. Go ahead with Bigfoot.
Actually, I might even take you up to Mile, Michigan. Mile's
Yeah.
where the one actually pushed down on a guy's tent.
Whoa.
They were out camping in the backwoods of Mile, somewhere north of Mile. It's in the Huron National Forest. They actually, it was two guys. They were both in separate tents. The one guy they're both researchers. The one guy was doing his night journal and his night log and was talking on the camera. And all of a sudden, he hears his partner scream out in bloody murder.
Oh, shit.
So the one guy comes racing out of his tent, and the other guy's laying down with the freaking tent on top of him. The freaking Squatch walked up and pushed down on the tent, all the way down to the guy's chest. Now these squatches are more Neanderthal looking. They have less hair.
Right. Now, where is this exact? No, you don't have to tell me exactly.
I don't know the exact spot, but it's in the Huron National Forest. If you look up Michigan, actually take your hand,
Yeah.
take your right hand and look at the palm. It is
Okay.
almost all the way up to the end of the index finger, right there at the knuckle. Is
Okay.
where it would be. It's right across from. I think it may be west of where, actually east of where David's at. Um,
Right.
but yeah, there's quite a few of them. I actually got invited up to do a live broadcast up in crap, I can't remember the town now. Up north, it's an old abandoned town. It's actually what happened back in the 1800s. The town got smallpox, so the neighboring
Mm-hmm.
towns came in and killed everybody and burnt the town down.
Mm.
Um, Nothing, no trees will grow there. Only grass will grow there.
Wow.
But yeah, I always want. Yeah, he was telling me about it. I just got a hint of it. I gotta do a little research on it more and more. Um, but I don't like messing with ghosts. I'm sorry. The guy that married my wife and me was a partner of mine in corrections. He used to
Mm-hmm.
do. He was a preacher, and he used to, when he was going through his clergy school. I don't know what they call it, but when he was going through school to be it, um, he used to volunteer and help people cleanse their house. Well, not cleanse it, but exercise their houses.
Exercises. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
The exorcist.
yeah, he said that he goes, Greg, I don't know how many times I brought a ghost home. So
There you go.
I told him, I said I would never do that with you, Clayton. I said that's screwed up. I said yeah, I would never do that to you. Yep. Um,
Yeah. That's crazy.
he died at 28 years old.
He died?
He died at 28 years old. He was done with the
How he
exorcism.
died?
He actually had a bad heart all his life.
Oh, yeah. A young man died at 28.
He was diabetic,
Yeah,
he had a bad heart. He was going in for a procedure and he died. I mean,
shit, I could have. He could be my son.
yeah,
48.
yeah. I mean,
Yep.
he was one of the best. I mean, you when you work corrections, you get to know a couple, and it's, you love all your brothers in blues, but some are more closer than others. Um, Him and his wife would come over and have dinner with us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
One of my other partners is Jerry Dowd, and I know he's not listening. He's working third shift, but he also did my he was also my Bigfoot partner. But
Uh-huh.
you get into these places, you need you need a partner.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, but anyways,
You know what I want to hear? I want to hear. I want to hear Greg's scariest story. I want to hear the scariest Sasquatch encounter you ever had. Whether it was one where you had the tree thrown at you, or
the scariest
I
one,
want. I want. Go ahead.
the one that I actually think was actually I got two of them. I do
Mm-hmm.
they're from the same area. It's with the same group that I like to deal with, but it was when we were first getting to know them. I had went out
Mm-hmm.
one day. Okay, this happened over 2 or 3 days. I went out to this one area. We knew they were in there because um we had got them to come in one night. The first night we went out there. Well, anyways, I left um one of those Walmart plastic bags full of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I hung it up in a tree where nothing could get to it. Full of bananas. Well, um, we come back and it was Brianna, me, and Jeremy. And the bag had a handprint through it, where they had grabbed the bag, left the bag hanging, but it clawed it. It stuck its claws in it and ripped the bag. I mean, it was a perfect handprint. Um, being the great expert Bigfoot hunter I am, and being trained on how to collect evidence, I brought the bag with the handprint in, put it in the back of my truck, and it blew out.
Oh, shit.
Brianna was cussing me. She was like, Greg. She's like, but she actually saved our butt. I mean, because we got excited, started fumbling around. And she's like, stop. Start taking photos. So, okay, that being said, so Jeremy and I decided I would come out in a couple days and put out 2 bags. So we walk out there, and I put one in the same spot. Hanging up with my thing was I took a fishing string, tied the fishing string to the bag. Actually, I took it to a banana. I tied it to a banana, so if it would grab the banana, the string would go. All that 500 yards of string would go right behind that banana, so I could actually track it. Because I was trying to figure out where they're going, where they're sleeping, whatever. So I did that at that spot, and then I took it to another spot, and I put another one up. Well, Jeremy and I get in there. We wait a couple days, and we go back. The first one, it wasn't touched at all. So we start heading back in the second area. That bag we never could find. But
holy shit.
We find a freaking tree formation. Trees that are 50 feet tall, dragged to this one spot and put up against another tree.
I've seen those.
Well, this was at probably midnight. We were in the woods. So we started tracking where the Squatch had dragged that tree from. This is the first time we ever got zapped. It zapped us.
Now, when you say zapped, then and to explain, whoever's listening.
Okay, zapping is the term that.
What is being zapped? What is it?
Well, there's so much. Okay, this is my philosophy, my theory. I don't believe in its infrasound because I actually did the research. Infrasound doesn't make you disoriented. It makes you feel seasick. There's a study out of Australia where they played infrasound to 750 people, and that's what they described. Okay, that being said, I believe it's more psychic. I'm sorry, people don't believe in psychics, but there's something there. But anyways, basically, it makes you feel disoriented. You can have a map in your hand and a compass, and it's telling you you need to go right. You'll actually go left. I actually had Google Map up on my phone. I see where we need to go, and I keep telling Jeremy, well, the road's to the right, so we need to go left. Jeremy's agreeing with me.
Yeah.
We walked around the swamp, and we must have walked 50 feet. I mean, it wasn't that big of a swamp. I mean, probably 50 feet wide. We kept walking around the same damn spot 5 times until we actually ran into the glow stick. And for some reason, that glow stick kicked us out of the whatever was going on, and we actually found the road and got back on the road. But people say that, there's so many different theories about zapping, but my honest opinion, it feels like when you were a little kid, how you would spit around to get drunk. That's what it makes you feel like. And Grumpy zapped us that one time. It actually lasted us 24 hours. We had headaches 24 hours later.
Were you nauseated?
No, we weren't nauseated. Just the head was just at that time. We never get nauseated, but that head was just pounding away, like I had been drinking all
Alright.
night long without no hangover.
Alright, was there ever a time when you felt like you were being zapped or whatever, that you felt a sort of euphoria,
No,
like an elation?
no.
Because there's this I heard this story a long time ago. This guy, and I guess all the Sasquatch fans will know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to mention the guy's name or, or whatever. He actually started taking his clothes off, as he was sort of being zapped. And he felt like a feeling of, like a euphoric feeling. And he was going towards the noises that were coming from the woods, taking his clothes off.
No, I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've never had that. No, it's never been like that. It's either been mostly disorientation,
Right.
or going away that you don't want to go. That was the first time we ever been zapped.
He wouldn't have made a conscious decision to do what he did. If something was in control, or something was compelling him to do what he did.
Well,
It's like something was compelling you to go left instead of right, or right instead of left. You know what I mean?
well, that night when we were walking around the swamp trying to find our way out, I almost called Melissa to tell her to come drive down the road and beep her horn.
Mm-hmm.
But
With the snap you out of it.
no, so we could actually find the road.
Oh.
But I mean, our flashlights were dying. I mean, we were down to one light, and that was a cell phone light.
Mm.
So, but then actually, I really haven't had any. I mean, the time that Jeremy and I got charged was in the same area, but we were actually in their area. We were being a little bit more aggressive because he wanted to show me something. So I said, okay. So we get out there and we're going down this game trail, and all of a sudden he's like, come off the path. Well, we get zapped again. And I'm pissed at Jeremy this time. I was like, Jeremy, I'm standing here. You walk in a circle around me till you find the damn path. He finds the path. So we get on the path and we're sitting there talking. You hear this big freaking squatch come running down the path. And it's coming, the path goes into the deep wood. So it's not a human. We don't have bear. We don't have cats. And it's just a thumping brush just to break it. And this is coming down this trail at us. So I'm pushing Jeremy. Jeremy don't move too fast. I push him out. And, I mean, I believe I felt his breath on my back. I wasn't turning around to look. Jeremy wasn't turning around to look. We were going forward. But, I actually really didn't feel threatened that time. I mean, any of the times I don't know if it's just because I'm dumb and I've been in corrections and that didn't really feel like a threat to me. But I really haven't had any good scary ones. I mean, yeah, that would scare a normal person, having an 800-pound creature run into you in the middle of the dark. But when we hit the main road, actually the fire road, you know what it did? It started lobbing rocks over top of us.
Yeah. Now, was that the time where Jim was talking? Was Jim with you all that time?
At this time, I didn't know Jim.
Oh. Jim said there was a time where they actually escorted you guys out of the woods.
Yeah.
And that was it the same day he saw the shadow people and the strange lights and all that? Or was it the same night?
Okay, here's how it goes. Okay, I wanted to try this new area. I hunted it when I was a kid, and it was just a deep, dark swamp. It was a nasty swamp. Um, the kind where you say there's got to be a 30-point buck in the swamp.
Okay.
So I told Jim and Jeremy, and was Jeremy's first time out in over a year. I said I want to hike down here in the daylight, and then we're going to hike back. So as we're hiking back, and Jim wanted to go the roadway, I said I wanted to go down the path. As we're hiking back, we hit a bridge. The bridge was already, I mean, we had crossed the bridge. So we were sitting there, and I was sitting on the bridge. Jeremy walked up the path about 50 feet. Jim stayed behind us. He actually waited till we got a little ahead before he started walking behind us. Well, he's up on there playing Indian music. Okay, I don't believe in the music thing. I'm sorry. I think it takes too much senses away from the person that's doing the research. But Jim does, so I let him do it. The freaking Squatch didn't like it. It charged Jim through the wood brush. Jim comes running back towards us. He hits the bridge. He's like, I'm not going back up there, Greg. But the whole time, one of the Squatches was throwing rocks at me on the bridge. He was throwing it towards the bridge. So Jeremy seen one, so we all three walked up. Jim and I walked up towards Jeremy. We couldn't see nothing, so we tried to go back to our same spots. By this time, they had relocated, so there was no really good activity. So we continued down the path. And we get to this one certain spot, and we stop, and we split up. I split off. I walk forward. They stay behind me. And I see. Okay, guys, I'm sorry if I'm not politically correct. Okay. Remember the cowboy movies when the Indians would encircle the camps and they would run through the woods, and you would just see the little feathers on top of their heads or whatever. I seen three little Indians, three Native Americans, spirits or ghosts or whatever you want to call them, run through the woods.
Wow.
I didn't tell.
How you know they were ghosts? I mean, were they transparent or
They were
did
dark.
they have a light around them? Or, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just assuming they were dark figures. Knowing the Huron, knowing the tribe that got wiped out down here, I just assumed it was because it was between the main path, the road. The road was probably a half mile away, so it wasn't anybody on the road.
Okay.
It was in the woods more towards us. It was probably 50 feet away from me. But so, and that night we had told everybody, don't say what you see. We'll all come together and share our stories. So we don't, we don't all start assume, say, oh, okay, that was blah blah blah. Yeah, I seen that too. I said we need to stop that. When we get back to the truck, we each tell our story. That way, somebody is not being persuaded or whatever. So, well, we hear Jim and Jeremy call out, there's a bike on the path. So we all move, to clear the path for the bicycler. You can see the light in the woods. And then a big crash, and so we start yelling, "Are you all right?" Well, these two strangers come walking down the road from the other way. They were doing some kind of map quest for Boy Scouts. So we told them, we said, "Hey, if you guys run into anybody down there that's hurt, call us. We'll come down and help you guys." They never did yell back at us, so we decided to hike on out. So as we're hiking out, I'm in the front, and I'm not using a light. Jeremy's using a light behind us, and I can see the Squatch. He's in front of us, probably 15 feet away. and he's just enough to where the lights can't pick him, but it can pick him up barely. But yeah, he actually leads us out. Um, I didn't tell any of them when we were walking out. Like I said, our game plan was not to say anything we seen. Wait till we get out.
Right.
Um, and so I switched with Jeremy to see if Jeremy would see the same thing I was seeing. I didn't tell him what I was experiencing, and he didn't see nothing in front of us. I'm like, okay, he must whatever it was, because by the time we get back to the truck, there's a lake comes in, so you're like in a little probably 10-foot area of land, so there's really no place for a squatch to hide. I think he cut off before. I know he cut off before that, but I don't know where. But we get back to the truck, and I'm telling these guys, I'm like, yeah, this squatch followed us all the way back. I mean, followed was in front of us. They're like, really? Why didn't you say it? I said, because I wanted to see if you guys seen him. But Jim and I went back a couple days later, and we debunked the light, the unknown light. It was actually off a trail. So we at first we thought it was a portal opening up, and the squatches or whatever was going in and out of the portal. But no, it was somebody's flashlight that was on the path, and they got scared because they weren't supposed to be there, and they turned the flashlight off and ran.
Well, that's good. That's good because I don't believe in the portal. I'm not in bed with the portal idea and all that stuff.
Now I
If
do
they can
believe
go, if
in.
they can go in and out of in portals and they can just disappear and go to a different world, why would they have to hunt and build blinds and build traps? They build traps for deers and stuff. They build shelters to sleep in.
Well,
They're there. They're there, man.
they don't jump from portal to portal.
That's why I don't believe in the. And then people see them, hunting deer, eating deer, killing deer, and other animals and stuff like that. I just don't believe in the whole portal thing. And oh man.
No, because here's where their story falls through. Okay, I know you don't like the whole E word. Okay, I'm not going to mention the E word, but for us to be specialized in our brains, how we are now, we went from eating raw meat to eating cooked meat, and when we did that, our stomachs got smaller and our brains got larger.
Right.
So that tells me any kind of intelligent being is going to cook their food just because it's more healthy. I mean, you ain't got parasites in there, especially deer. Some of that shit you can catch from deer, eating raw deer, it'll kill you.
Oh, sure.
But
worms in there.
yeah.
Like a pig.
But it's and Jim and I got this discussion about the coldness, the frost and stuff. I think it was with you, Bono. But you know what? Last year in January around here, it didn't get above 10 degrees. That's cold for Michigan. That's really cold.
Yeah.
But when it warmed up to 20 degrees, we thought it was a heat wave. I was out in shorts and short sleeve shirt.
Damn.
I was ready to go swimming. But that being said, when I grew up on the lake, I mean, we used the lake all season. I mean, we swam in it, we ice fished on it, we ice skated, we snowmobiled on it. I mean, we would go out for hikes on the lake. That being said, our body's metabolism would get used to that. I would actually lose 50 pounds when I was in the freaking winter because my body was burning it so much. But
yeah, wow.
But I think a person that is out in the cold all the time, their body adjusts to that cold and actually has the ability not to get frostbite. it's just how, I mean, that's what I believe. Now, what I believe and what actually happens may be two different things, but I think that's why the Squatches could actually go year round without. I think they kind of sleep, kind of take a little bit easier here in the winter, but I think they do fine. I mean, they got to do fine, but even with their exposed skins, I mean, their hands has got to be calloused all up, so that would stop the cold. I mean,
Right.
deer live in it year round. I mean, they got exposed noses, they got exposed eyes. Their
Mm.
fur ain't that thick. Um, I think it's just, I mean, they learn how to live in it. I mean, and they've been doing it for millions and millions of years. Um, but
Yeah, and I noticed too from the descriptions of people that have had encounters with them and seen their faces. Most of them are black faces and dark brown faces, and that dark color and that thick skin.
yeah,
They say it looks so it's like leather. You
yeah,
know, it's
uh,
built for colder temperatures and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they built for the riggers, man. You know, I mean, I actually asked a question in my group. Well, it wasn't a question. It was on Miles' 2 cents because it was about how would a Sasquatch survive the winter since they don't hibernate? You know, with their face and their hands and their feet and their chest exposed. Uh, and then, but like it's like I said, most of them see them. When you see them, they have that dark skin, that black skin.
yeah,
You know, but then again, some of them say that they have white. Some of them have white skin, especially the Neanderthal type. So like in Mississippi, there's a fine line in Mississippi. You have the type 2s, and then you have the Neanderthal type, which I don't know what type those are. I guess, what are type 3 or I'm not sure about all that, but they're very different. Whereas the type 2s have a lot more hair on their body than the Neanderthal type. They have their entire face exposed. The only thing they would have is a beard and some hair on their arms. They probably look, my arms and shoulders probably look like this.
yeah.
But something like that. Maybe a little more hair. But yeah, they have a lot of Neanderthal types have a lot of skin exposed. Well, I guess through the thousands of years or whatever, they have developed a certain type, different type of epidermis, different type of cardiovascular system, different type of, to deal with the cold.
Yeah, I
Same
mean,
thing, like when cats and dogs shed in the wintertime, they shed their winter coats.
yeah,
In the summertime, I'm sorry. In the summertime, they shed their winter coat. In the wintertime, they get you real thick.
yeah,
And same thing with bears. They develop layers of fat, and to add to that, they eat a lot and they hibernate. But a Neanderthal is not a person. It's more an animal, pretty much an animal.
now,
And they,
now,
well,
now, like the polar bears. Did you know that they can't be picked up on flare systems?
on
On
FLIR system
Yeah, on the FLIR system.
because of their coat and their skin.
Because of their thick coat. Um,
Yep.
I know, like the chows I have, and you got to remember they're from a cold region. They get two
Yeah.
coats. I mean, they have an overcoat and an undercoat, and it's. I mean, and You know, some of that cold ass weather that where I was had freaking 5 layers on. Those dogs don't give a shit.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean yeah, it's amazing that how animals actually evolve um to actually
Specialized.
be suited for their environment. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
know when
Yeah.
they got
Polar bears are scary, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Polar bears are freaking scary. Like the people that are out there say, a Bigfoot wouldn't eat a person. A polar bear would. A
polar
polar
bear
bear
wouldn't even
may
think twice
eat.
about it.
A polar bear will eat you when he's full.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
don't think that a big predator like that. I'm not saying that they're man eaters. I'm saying, you just now we don't know enough about them to say whether or not that's possible. So you have to be very careful when you're out in the woods.
yeah. You
You know,
know, I
I
mean,
like to be. I like to be. You go out there by yourself. That's your prerogative. Man, look. The other day, and I made a video,
yeah, I
and I
watched your
thought it.
video.
That's the first time I ever got a rock thrown at me. That's the first time.
But see,
And
Bono,
damn it! Right before I hit the record button, it was like 5 seconds before I hit the record button. That rock came over those trees and thumped
but
right
see,
there.
Bono, I mean, this is a good example. Okay, I have 30 plus years of doing this. You know, I know what my limits is. You're just now finding out what your limits are, what you could do, what the squatches are capable of. I mean, it's good that you're
Right.
getting rocks thrown at you and you're kind of hanging back. Now, me, I would have walked towards the sound,
Mm.
but that's
That's you.
that's me. And you know, but I wouldn't have went all the way to the sound. I would have actually tried to get close enough to actually understand what the sound was before I would have backed off. I mean, I do back off. I do know my limits. Um, I have pushed the envelope doing the live broadcast before. I would never go in the woods by myself. Um,
Right.
I mean, I would never do a recon like I did and walk a mile into the woods.
Well, I hear you. What I was listening to, and what you heard on the recording, is that some of it sounded like dogs barking, but it really, it wasn't like a regular dog, you know. The rest of it sounded like chimpanzees screaming and hooting and hollering. And just before I got the rock thrown at me, I heard the chimpanzee squeal very close, and then all of a sudden it was distant, you know.
Now,
And
Bono,
then I heard the dog type barking. Okay, but it was so. I mean, it was almost as if the the the, the chimpanzee type noises and the dog type noises was going back and forth, like communicating with each other. And
now,
it's Joe. I mean, in other words, it wasn't like a regular dog. You listen to the recording, it's like, I was like, it was. I can't even imitate it
now,
because my voice don't go that deep. But it was like from one section of the pine forest to the other section of the pine forest. It was like like the adults were communicating maybe with the juveniles.
now, Bono, let me ask you this
But
one question. Why didn't you say hi?
yeah,
Why didn't you talk to him? Why didn't you try talking to him?
well, this is too far away.
They still can hear you. There's probably one.
Well, how do you talk? I've never done that before. How do you talk to them? Say, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
What do you say?
yeah. You just say, hey guys, I'm here. I'm no harm to you guys. I'm not a threat. Just talk Talk to him like you're an old friend. I'm Bono. What's your name? Um, I mean, people think I'm crazy, but you know, there is some type of intelligence to them. They're not like a full-fledged animal. They will understand
Yeah.
you. I mean, especially if they can mimic our voices. They know what is what. You know, just talk to them. I mean, there's no harm in it. I mean, if you just stood where you were and just talked to them, or even sat down, showed that you weren't a threat to them, I don't think you would have seen one, but you probably would have had a couple more watching you, and they'll learn from each time you go out. Okay, what's this Bono guy about? Let's keep seeing what he's about. Probably about.
Well, somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching me because I had that rock thrown boom, right in front of me.
Now,
I said, this is the, this is the first.
how far was it from you?
I was standing on the side of the dirt road. I was about, I want to say, about 50 yards away from my daddy's house down that dirt road into the woods. And I was standing by this big oak tree, which the branches wasn't hanging over me. I was just standing by it. And the rock came from, across the way, across the dirt road, right near the ditch. There's a ditch on either side to drain the water. And this area is they were supposed to build in the neighborhood. They had something stopped them, and they quit clearing it out. And that's right where I heard the chimpanzee noises as well. Now, and then I hear more chimpanzee noises in the background, which I have on the tape. You could hear it. You could hear the chip noises and the some of it sound like chatter, And then there's the deep, and on the other side, it sound like dogs, like deep, sounding dog barks, And it was like they were communicating back and forth almost.
No.
So that tells me.
Did you feel anything weird?
Oh yeah. Why do you think I see? I had the heebie-jeebies. That's why I said I'm out of here. And I stopped recording. I'm like, I need to get out of here. I just felt like I had this overwhelming urge to just get the hell out of here. I wasn't comfortable anymore. I was scared. So I went back down the dirt road, back to the house.
Now, was it like
on my way back?
Now, go back to being scared. Was it yourself making yourself scared? Or was it them making you scared?
I felt like something was really, really close. Something was watching me. And, the minute that rock landed in that grass, just a few feet away, I guess maybe 5 or 6 feet away from me.
Okay,
as
Bono.
soon as that rock landed there, I got nervous.
Okay.
And then it just got more and more intense as I was filming. Now what?
Let me put you on Front Street. Okay. How long have you been? Okay, you're not a researcher. I mean, I'm not trying to put you down. Okay, but you haven't been researching very long, have you?
No. I mean, the research is pretty much somebody that documents, his findings. And I've done that, but no, I haven't done it very long.
I mean, your Bigfoot experience is what, 3 years?
Probably, yeah.
I'm not trying to put you on Front Street. I'm building up to something. Okay. Now, that's the first time you've experienced anything like that, right?
Anything that intense, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when you first experience that intenseness, you kind of put stuff, you kind of overscare yourself. Um, it's like they weren't being mean to you. They actually wanted to interact with you. That's why the rock wasn't thrown at you or by you. I mean, it was thrown by you, but it wasn't within danger range. They made sure they didn't hit you. Um, Melissa's got her light on. I was wondering if she was coming out to tell me to get off the phone or not. But
Yeah, get out of here. You get the bed, boy.
no, I think she just got up to use the bathroom. But I think what it is next time you probably scared your own self more than they were trying to scare you. Um, next time it happens, just kind of mosey out. Don't head straight out. Um, and you build up. You kind of build. I hate to say this word, but you kind of will build a trust with them. Um, it's like Connie. I don't want to mention Connie's name, but I bet you that woman has got some interesting stories that she don't really share. I bet she really interacts with them more than anybody really knows. Um,
Yeah, I guess it's hard for him to tell him. Cause, you know,
and I don't blame her for not
it's
sharing.
hard to know. It's hard to know who to trust. I mean, you always attacking Connie, and I really hate that. But anyway.
But I mean, and oh, her light went off, so I'm good. Okay. But what I'm trying to get at, Bono, you got to build your relationship up with your squatches. You got to learn what
Yeah.
not to do, what to do. I mean, and please start taking somebody with you. Um, your first couple times. I mean, why I'm putting you out on Front Street. I want to kind of get these guys that's never done this and that want to do this. Find somebody that does it and is trustworthy. There's a lot of people that'll stab you in your back. The first time I actually came out of the radar, from underneath the radar, and actually went and said, "Yeah, I want to learn more information. I want to gain more knowledge." The only way to do that is to talk with other people. And I got burnt. I got burnt bad. But I did get a good research partner out of it. Jim actually how I met Jim. But that being said, um, what the hell is this? Um, Somebody just texted me. Hold on. Good job. What the hell did I do? I'm getting in trouble.
She gonna kick your ass.
So, but I don't know what I did. I put the baby to sleep. I put the dogs
You
up.
stuck out the house, man. You stuck out the house.
No, she knew I was doing this tonight. She actually, she might be listening to me. But
She had a tap on you.
But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's but I mean, you'll learn and you'll actually, you know, I don't know about Texas. I know the squatches I deal with is a lot different than them. Um, and like I said, it's just been experience. I mean, learning what I could do, what I can't do. Um, um, Learning all that other stuff. I mean, people, you just got to get out there and learn on them. I mean, if you would have sat down and you probably would have talked to them, you probably would have had one step out in front of you.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, remember, I'm in Louisiana. You in Michigan, so now, and I've talked to some people from north of Lake Pontchartrain. That's where I taped the video from my dad's house. they don't have unpleasant experiences. They peek in the windows and stuff like that. But what the dangerous thing is some of them get attached to people out there. That concerns me a little bit. But you know, I probably should have a little more balls when I go out there. It's just not a good idea to go out there by yourself. You know, I don't want to be. If you go out there by yourself, it pretty much they have an opportunity to size you up. You know, but if you, like you said, you bring somebody out there with you, that may even better. You know, somebody that has a little bit of more, you know, experience. You know, yeah, they sound like they're safety in numbers, but you're not likely to get singled out if you got two people.
No, and
you know,
and I don't know. I think I don't know. But I've heard guys that have actually went out there and slept with them and let them come walking around them. I'm sorry, I'm not putting myself in that kind of danger.
I mean, that depends on where you are, I guess. I mean, it almost seems like there's certain places in the country where they're curious about people and they'll do stuff like that. And then there's other places, Greg, where they'll kill people, because they're defensive.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean you go out there with a gun. That's your worst. The only thing, they ain't nothing to fear. Like say in Southeast Louisiana, and that's where I made the video. Like, there's hogs, but there's more deer. Unless you run in the middle of a rut, you're not in danger from deer.
Yeah.
They're more likely to run from you. So, all you gotta do is make a really loud noise, like, raw, run. Even a stag will run, unless you corner him or something like that. But there's nothing else to fear, so you don't really need a firearm. Like I said, from the experiences that people have had with I call them pine boogers. It's a nickname I got for them. And almost all of them, from the reports I've heard, and the encounters that I've heard of across the lake down here, Southeast Louisiana, they're black as soot. Black as soot, man. They ain't a brown one around. They're all black.
Oh, shit.
They're all black, and they all pretty much, the type 2. Big shoulders, and they got red eyes in the light. So, they're more scary looking than they are scary. It's pretty much what I'm coming to.
Yeah, like I said, each time you go out, you'll find something different. You'll be like, oh, that's why they do this. Oh, that's why they scare the shit out of you. Because the next time, they'll just stand there and watch you. Why they do this scaring thing, I think it is to make sure you're trustworthy enough that you're not going to shoot them. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it. Some of these shows on TV now are going to get a bunch of idiots killed because they're going to think that they can go out into the woods with firearms and make traps and start shooting up the woods. Okay, that being said, those guys that are running around the woods with those shotguns, those guns are not loaded. Those guns are not loaded. Those guns have blanks in them. There's no possible, no. Because one DNR officer run into them with those spotlights and loaded shotguns, they're all going to jail. And especially if you actually watch them, they'll point the gun towards the cameras. No. Those guns ain't loaded.
No. That's our show. Yeah.
I mean, and you know, there's a group down where you're at, and I hate to say it, I was watching their show tonight. Well, actually, I've seen it before. I was just kind of had it going on in the background, but you know, the way they actually pray and set up, they're going to end up shooting somebody. They're not going to get a
For
squatch.
sure.
They're going to shoot somebody. And,
That's a dumbass.
and my feeling on the weapons is, you know what? That's one less accident that can happen if I don't have a weapon.
You know what's a really good show down here? I don't know if it comes on A&E or one of those channels. It's called Cajun Justice.
Okay.
And there's a lot of Rougarou stories and calls and stuff like that, and Bigfoot.
Isn't Steven Seagal on that one? Isn't your buddy Steven Seagal on that one?
No, it's a reality show.
There's Steven Seagal has a reality show down there too, with the cops.
No, it's not Cajun. It's not Cajun Justice. No, this is raw Cajun. Even the police are Cajun.
No, I don't really
Yeah.
watch cop shows anymore because when I worked in the prison, I don't watch them anymore because I get too pissed off.
Well, it ain't all about. You know what I mean? It's a little different, because Cajun's a little different than your average American. So,
Yeah.
it's a little different. Yeah.
Hey, Bono, it's almost 1 o'clock. I gotta hop off here because I gotta get up and open the store in the morning. And
all right, buddy.
I'll talk to you later. Good talking. Don't forget to join Bono's Bigfoot Tavern. That was Bono Russell from there. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also check out our Kickstart too. We do have some big stars that's going to donate. I can't say their names, but yeah, my business manager's got me some big producers looking into it. So, if I was you guys, I'd jump in while you get your free gear, because if they donate the whole amount of money, nobody gets any hats or any coats or any shirts. But good night, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll probably do this next Thursday. I don't know what I got going on this week.
That'll be great. I had fun. I learned a lot tonight. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you, members of the tavern, for tuning in. And don't forget to, like you said, give them a kickstart and help them out.
Yeah, I had fun. I always have fun talking to you, Bono. Okay, I'll let you go. Good night, Bono.
Good night, buddy.